Hi, this is Stefanie Maegan. You're listening to Broke Girl Therapy. Because therapy is too expensive. You're listening to Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy.
I don't know where you guys both want to stand up and be walking around.
Just not used to it. That's just what always happens. They just live their life and we just like
talk it out.
Yeah, and they're usually like around doing what they're doing. So let's test your mic and your level.
My level is pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's good?
Yeah.
Is this good?
I think it's good.
Is this good? Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Like a little. Oh my God. Should we just keep drinking?
Okay, yeah. So cheers to 10 years.
Okay, is it really 10 years? Let's think about this.
Didn't I meet you right away? Or did I meet you? Yeah, it was the first year. 2012.
We didn't meet the first year. I feel like we became friends. Let's introduce and then get into it.
Get into it, yeah.
Should we start now or do you still want to drink?
Let's just do an actual, to being friends for a long time now.
Okay. Cheers. Yeah. We don't want to risk.
We don't want to risk.
We don't.
Oh my God. Ooh, that made me watery. Why?
I know. Are you nervous? I feel like you're nervous.
A little. Why? I just want to make sure that I'm able to say something that...
You know what it is? Because my boyfriend kind of goes through this too. For people who are like in journalism and broadcast journalism and all that stuff, like you're in school for that. So I know that you're trying to, perfect and, enunciate and explain yourself.
Yes. For sure the pronouncing the words, because I know my Mexican accent can come out in and out. But
here's the thing, like podcasting is different.
Okay.
Because, when you're on a news station, you have to be very formal and there's a whole style that goes with it. Podcasting, just be yourself.
Okay.
You got your accent, boo, fuck.
Accented out.
Yes, but also you've heard the show. You know my demographic.
It's Latinas.
So they appreciate hearing your accent. So don't
let's do it.
Okay. The thicker the better.
The thicker the better. Okay. Oh, okay.
So just be you. This is therapy. I know my animals are
she usually just sit there?
Yeah.
Oh my God, those eyes.
So my cat is sitting on the table acting like this is
her show.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
Junie, get it together.
Okay. Well, hi guys. It's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Girl Therapy. And guess the fuck what? Why are you making fun of me?
Because they just started already. I mean, I know you like an organic entrance.
But you're
this is it. This is it.
We have Jonathan motherfucking Soto.
Do I look at the camera? This is me.
Just be you.
Just me.
Chill.
Okay.
Like how we were when we were eating burrito and when we took Molly's at Coachella. Just be that.
Okay, this is Jonathan. This is me. I'm the Jonathan Soto.
The Jonathan Soto.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. So we were just kikiing and talking because we met, background story. You are kind of like the OG. For any real lovers of the show will know that Jonathan was on way back when.
The dungeon days.
We did a couple episodes.
We did 2, I think. Might have been 2. One of them was, I think,
No,
hookups.
we did 3. We did 3. The first one, this was 2016, was The Perfect Man.
Yes, we talked about the perfect man, and we talked about what we like or what we look for in a man. Yes.
And then the second one was talking about blowjobs.
Blowjob. I thought it was hookups.
The third one was about my one night stand.
Oh, I didn't even know I was in 3. I thought I was in 2. Literally.
3. It's so
wow,
lame.
3. Wow.
And the fact that I remember that, I don't even.
I just remember talking about a Grammy dick. I was like, that dick was Grammy nominated.
It's good. Because I think you left a dick appointment and came over afterwards.
Yes, very on brand, very on.
I love that
BGT brand. Yeah. I was I think I got there and I'm just I just came from getting dick.
Yeah, and I was here. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So, but also we've been friends since FITM. Around me and Sixella became friends. Us 3 were friends from school.
Yeah.
And we were just thinking, when did...
Exactly, right? When exactly did we meet? It was the writing class.
We had a bunch of classes together.
A speech class. It was a speech class. And I remember you talked about the Kardashians.
Okay, what?
I always bring that up
That's so
because I remember.
embarrassing.
Yeah,
I did a whole speech about why the Kardashians were smart. I'm so
they are.
irritating. But it was just so
She brought the book and everything. She showed it. What was it? Confidential?
Kardashian Confidential. Because we had to bring a prop.
Yeah.
So that was my prop. But that was
a cool
like,
class.
I hated that class. I hate speech.
That's why I got into journalism. Because
'Cause
of
of
that
that
class, I was like, I want to do this. Like, I want to be in front of a camera and just like talk.
I hate, I mean, I know that I'm doing that now, but like, but back then I was like, I would have like anxiety every time I would have to like go make a speech. Can you tell? Did I seem
Oh, you were
Really?
so confident.
That's
It looked
so
like you knew what you were
strange.
doing.
Really? Because I
Yeah.
always felt like I was not confident, but maybe I just knew.
Confident with the K.
Had to keep it
Confident.
confident. And we had so many classes together. I definitely had more classes.
I think we
with
had the
you.
lighting class.
The-
We had a lighting class together, and then we had like the
we
trend
did.
class
We had a
together.
lighting class together.
Yeah, we were just talking about lighting right now.
We were
Soft
at a-
lighting, hard
soft-
lighting.
I know I used the terms, and you're like, wow.
I think we had the lighting class together.
had
and
a
the,
lot of sketching
The trend
classes.
class together and the sketching class together.
I used to be always so high at trends class. Do you ever recall?
I don't
me?
recall.
Okay, good.
I don't recall.
Wow, we had a lot, but I felt like became friends
Towards the end.
towards the end, and I feel
Yeah.
like I always wanted to be your friend.
Really?
Yeah, but I was like intimidated.
Why?
You're like, I'm just not all there.
Okay.
Maybe I might have seemed like I would like thought I was all there, but I just was always just like, I don't know. I felt like you're like so like put together. You were like good in school.
I was like involved with a lot of
You
things.
were involved.
Yeah, I was like in the magazine, the student body, like,
And I always
those
went-
type of people.
Yeah, you're like definitely like very involved. And for me, I like go to class high or drunk
Or
you
late,
know,
or show up so late.
Actually, I wasn't late. Was I?
I don't think you
I'm
were.
not a late person. I do show up on time, but I was always something. I was always
Some type of lit.
right. Yeah, but I don't know. But I was just. But then you know what it is? We had a project together. We did a group project
Right.
for a marketing events class.
With Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Was it the bridesmaids?
Yes.
We had so I remember we had to like, it's the premiere and we had to like
We had to make
a mock up of
and
like
remember
who's coming,
we like
who's
told
the vendors.
we told because we had one girl that was in our group
She
who
was the
like
fuck up.
she was that person.
She was that girl.
She was that girl, and we told on her, dude.
We had to. She didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
She did because I think her slide was like empty or some shit. So it was like just like
Yeah.
she didn't do anything.
That was a fun class.
But
I
yeah.
still have that presentation somewhere.
Do
in my-
you?
Yeah.
Can you find it and give it
I
to
will
me?
send it to you. It's on Google.
Oh my god, please.
It's funny.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I have you here
Yes.
because one, we haven't hung out in so long because COVID and just being adults. You've just been doing your thing. I've been doing mine.
Pandora's.
Pandora, Panorama, Panini, Penis, whatever you want to call it, like
Yeah.
Pandora's.
Pandora's.
But obviously we like see each other online, and I'm like, I think you're going through it.
Am I going through it?
No, okay, maybe you're not. You're obviously doing really well for yourself. I don't want to say you're like, like I said,
Yeah.
you've always been put together.
Thank you.
But one thing about you is like, you're a Cancer. There's hella Cancers on this show.
What's your sign?
Which is, I'm
I'm a
a Cancer.
That's me. I'm a Cancer. I feel like I live up to the Cancer
You-
persona that people say that Cancers are. So
Yeah.
I'm very emotional, very in my feels. Sometimes I'm in my feels for I don't know what reason. I'm just in like I'm feeling it. And I'm just like crying.
It's the burrito.
Like I almost cried 2 days ago. I was telling you, and
Yeah.
I was like, "What's going on?" Like
Wait,
it's
why'd
just
you almost
way.
cry 2 days ago?
I don't know. I think I just really miss my best friend.
Oh, yeah.
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 So
Oh, shout out.
shout out to Desiree.
She makes me love you. But that's the
Shout
thing.
out to her. She's doing her thing, but
You miss her.
I don't know. I was just missing her, and I could have hit her up, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna like
She was your best
vibe
friend.
it out.
She was.
I mean, she is my best friend.
Yeah, she's
It's
not
like she
anyway.
was. No, she's my best friend, but
Yeah. She's in a relationship, but okay.
She's doing her thing.
Yeah, but as adults do, they do their thing. People, whatever. But we're here because I think you've tweeted. I can't recall verbatim
Okay.
what your tweets were, but it seemed like you went through a breakup. So I'm like, let's dissect.
Not a breakup.
What's your definite? What do you mean?
It wasn't a breakup.
Because it wasn't anything real.
It wasn't
serious?
anything. It's honestly really like it's just like this toxic guy that's just been like.
Okay. Let's get into it. Story time. We're here because I never even knew about this guy because obviously we haven't like hung out or talked in a while. So how did you guys? Let's start from the beginning. If you don't mind, I'm going to be your therapist.
Okay, I do not mind. I'm here because I want to see what you have to say. What can you give me advice?
And also just want to give you a platform.
Honestly, I appreciate this because like I feel like I'm like fed up. I'm tired myself to have to vent to like my friends about like this. So I feel like this is like a different way to vent about it and talk about it.
And I'm
like,
sure like there's
let it out.
Tons of people who totally relate in their way. So let's talk about it.
Okay, so I met him. I met him towards the end of 2018. So it's like already been like almost 2 years type of thing.
Oh my God.
I know, it's disgusting.
Hey, Mike, we also background story. You've actually never been in like a serious relationship.
Never
too,
been in a
right?
serious relationship. I always say that I suck at dating because I can't seem to. I'm not saying that's my goal to have a serious relationship, but I just feel like I've never experienced one and I would want to. And I feel like I have so much to offer. And like,
you do. And you have so much love to give.
Yeah.
You're such a loving, caring, sensitive person that of course you'd want to share that. That's okay to say.
And it's not to say I totally love myself. Like I take myself out on dates. I've been on trips on my own. Like it's not even that.
You work out. Like you have such a clean, great lifestyle. Like again, going back to what I said about school, you've always been really like put together and you take care of yourself and you're like, like I just feel like
try to put myself together. But I met this guy and the way that it started was like he just was like, you're so cute, like like I want to talk to you, and we like started like just messaging back and forth, and then we finally
What app was this?
Just through Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. So we started chit-chatting. We actually did go out on a date, and like we went out to eat sushi, and then we like kissed on the first date, whatever. And like it was so cute. Like in the very like first 6 months, it was super cute, like that cute like texting and good morning and like cutie and et cetera, et cetera. But then there was like, so here's the thing, I was so caught up that I wouldn't see the signs. So I was like reflecting through the messages like not long ago, and like there was like one or two times throughout those 6 months where he would just randomly text me and be like, hey, I was just thinking about you. I just wanted to let you know that I think you're super cute, super smart, and like totally somebody that I would date, but I don't know if I want to like take it further than that. And I replied to it like, oh yeah, it's totally fine. Like I'm cool with that. We could keep it casual, which back then it was like cool with me. But then like, as I was like, we were doing this more and more, like I started like falling more for him. Mm-hmm. And then it wasn't until like literally, I think 2019, like around October, we hung out and he's like, I have something to tell you. And I was like, so what is it? Just hit me with it, And he's just like, oh, I've been talking to somebody seriously, like it's serious, And so then I was like, I didn't like show how I was feeling right at the moment. That's a Cancer thing, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, that's cool, like cool,
Right, yeah.
And I think when I got home, I was like sad about it. And then I text him and then he's like, you're mad about that, huh? And I'm like, yeah, like, out of nowhere, you're talking to somebody seriously, but with me, you were like, no, I don't want to take it further than what we have going on. So it was like this whole drama thing that happened. Like,
when was this?
2019, like holiday time, like November, December. Yeah. And we like talked it out. We like cried about it. I was like open with him. I told him that I like really was into him, and I told him that what sucked about what happened was that I wasn't given a fair chance, but yet he gave someone else a chance, And then it was funny. Not that there's anything wrong with this, 'cause I know you're in a long distance relationship, but the guy lived in San Francisco. So I'm just like, I'm right here, and like you weren't willing to give me a chance.
So you're willing to give this like
long distance person a chance. So we like left it at that, and I was just like, I kind of like distanced myself. But then it's just been like we've been like, we creep, but like we come back, and then it dies and it comes back, and then it just came back again recently, and my cancer asked again. I was like, it was the same story with him. It's just like, why can't I have a chance?
So wait, when you guys were like on and off, like was he still with this other person?
Well, when he told me he was with that person, I backed off. Like,
okay,
I'm not going to be that person. And then, so then they were together, and then the panorama happened. The lockdown happened. I didn't communicate with him the whole time. And then it wasn't until last year in October that I found out that he was like broken up with the person. So then I found out, and it wasn't my immediate thing to like, oh, let me reach out to him. I was like, no, like leave that in the past. But then I don't know, next thing you know, I'm like back in, messaging him, and like
so you messaged him again?
Sorta, kinda. It was like sorta, kinda.
Sorta, yes, kinda.
My excuse was just like, hey, I'm trying to get lit. Like, what do you recommend? Like, I know what to do to get lit, but that was an excuse. It was an excuse. Like, hey, like, what do you recommend? Like,
what do you mean? What do you
recommend? What drug should I do?
Oh, okay.
And so then, yeah, I pretty much brought him back in, and it's just been like a roller coaster ride. And then like this last time, like I literally, it was all over again, like the same thing. I'm just like, why can't you give me a chance, right? And he told me that the reason, I mean, from what I remember, because we were both a little lit when this happened, he said that with me, it'd be real.
Okay.
So he didn't want to give me a chance because
I have so much to say, but I'm waiting till you finish your story.
He said that
respectfully.
I'm like, what does that mean? Like with me, it would be real, which it's like super like contradicting, because he's out there dating, trying to find someone, yet I'm here, but he doesn't want to give me a chance because with me it would be real. That's the story. And so
I think, do you want my opinion?
Give me your opinion. It's toxic, right?
Yes. It's okay, because this is like very common, and I know a million other people, and even myself back in 2019 and 2018 could agree. But at the end of the day, what I think is like, if someone wants to be with you, they'll be with you. Like, no matter what the excuse is. Like, I used to call myself like Good Luck Chuck, because there was that movie.
Yeah.
Because there were so many times where I would date dudes, like Charles, Ben, whoever, I forget all their names now, but like, where they'll say like, I'm just not ready. I'm focusing on my career, and you're someone that like I would really have to settle down with, but like I'm really focusing on this. But then they would always leave me for somebody else and be in a serious relationship with them. So it's not that like he doesn't like you. He clearly does, and probably does see a lot of value in you. But the fucked up part of that is that he's taking advantage. Like, that's like, not to be like so upset.
Yeah, no, but it's fine.
But like, but it's real. But it's just like, because he's probably so like, he loves the attention that you're able to give. And as a Cancer, like, you all are so loving and willing and like understanding. And I'm not even a Cancer, but I'm like that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, when someone sees that and they have like their downtime, pretty much when they're not like in a serious relationship, it's like comforting to have that person, because they're always going to be there, So then like he takes advantage of that, and you could be like, well, we could like make this a thing, but
And I've noticed that, and I've come to realize that. So
yeah, which I'm glad, but it's just like, it's so fucked up that people are like that when dating, because it's like, we should really just be honest with each other, you know? And like, but also I think that like sometimes, to give like, the devil's advocate, is like, sometimes they don't even realize what they're doing. And it's just like, they're trying to do the right thing by being honest. Yeah. Quote unquote honest. Like,
that's the words he said. He's like, I've been nothing but honest with you, Jonathan. I'm just like you have?
But like, you're being honest, but you're playing games, and that's just the reality. And like, he's just like, and I think that's like so fucked up, is like, so many people do this where they're like, well, I'm being honest with you, but it's like, no, you're actually not.
You're not. Yeah.
You're really not. Like, even if you're just saying like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. Like, and it's because of this. It's like, no, that's not honest. Like, what would be honest would be like, hey, I like you, but I don't like you enough to be in a relationship. Because that's literally what he's doing, but he's not being honest about that. So him just saying being honest about, but you're a great guy, is just trying to sugarcoat the situation.
And I hate when guys sugarcoat stuff. Like, if you just wanted to get laid, just be like, hey,
just get laid.
I want to get laid. Then I would have been like, okay, let's get laid. But I hate when guys sugarcoat things, and I'm just like, and you could tell when they're sugarcoating, and I'm just like, just stop. Just stop it. Like, just stop. Like,
but here's the thing, though, is because you could be, people could be really honest, but what's also really like fucked up and real, and I think we could all agree, is that, I mean, some of us could just have sex and just be that, but like, it's funner when there are a little bit of feelings in it.
Yeah.
So it's like, they might not be subconsciously like, oh, let me fuck up their feelings, they're probably not consciously thinking like, let's fuck up their feelings, but subconsciously they're doing it because like, it's funner that way.
That's what he said. Well, he said that it's fun because he was just like, I talk to a lot of guys, Jonathan, and I'm like, okay, that's part of dating. But he said he does it because it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's fun, and he really does like the attention.
It likes the attention, the drama, and especially like,
Yeah.
You're going to give it to him because you're a caring person.
I know, I hate that. But no, like I told
but also
myself
like, it's a great
that
quality of yours. It's just having to like create boundaries, obviously.
Well, that's kind of like where I'm at now, where I'm creating the boundaries. Like I'm keeping it like civil with him. Like I was like, I don't hate you. It was like, I don't think that I hate you. I'm not like wishing bad upon you.
Yeah,
like I'm not.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's
energy.
doing way too much.
Right.
But I am creating those boundaries where
my cat is just
where Junie comes to my lap.
Speaking of boundaries, my cat does not have any.
Creating that boundaries with my own feelings and like, okay, let me keep the feelings away, and then just I don't know, just keep it like casual.
So when was the last time you talked to him?
Earlier today.
Stupid bitch. So boundaries. So
but it's not nothing serious though. Like
okay.
I'm actually dating. I'm on Tinder. Let's switch it up.
Okay. So how's your guys' dynamic now?
It's like normal.
What's normal?
Just like
because
I myself, like I have literally put boundaries where I'm just like, okay, like I'm not like going to hit him up and then I'll wait for him to hit me up, and if he hits me up, then I'll
And what did he like say when he hit you up? And and what's his intention? Because like you hit him up being like,
I think honestly his intentions are really just to get it in.
Yeah.
Which I told him was like, if that's all you wanted, you should have said them in the beginning. Now like I don't know, I've never slept with him.
So what you guys do the whole time? So you what?
I lucky want to sleep with him. Is that bad?
I mean, do what you want to do, but understand there's gonna be consequences.
Oh
but like, it's your life. I can't.
I really don't want to, but I haven't got any, and like.
So, are y'all gonna fuck?
I'm toxic too. To be honest with you, like, believe it or not, I'm capable of sleeping with him and just
because
doing that.
You're a man.
Yeah, I'm capable of doing it and just like I know what type of guy he is. I know what type of guy I am, and I've come to. It took so long, but I've come to realize what type of guy he is and what he wants. But at this point, like I'm willing to just like in a way use him just to get some.
Okay. Okay. Do you want me to? Okay.
Just to get some only because like I know I fall under the gay umbrella.
What's the gay umbrella?
Like I fall under the gay category. I don't really like to like categorize myself and say like I'm gay. I'm just human.
Yeah.
I know we're known for like, fucking and sleeping with everyone, and like that's what the gay culture is really known for. Like I can't do that. I need to know someone a little bit before I can sleep with them. Yeah. So that's why the only reason why I'm like, okay, he is someone that I could like sleep with because I know him, instead of trying to find someone new.
I don't believe you, but I support you. I support you if you did end up sleeping. I'd be like, okay, do what you want. Do what makes you happy, but I don't believe that you
that I would just get the fuck in and that's it.
Yeah. But you know yourself better than I do. I'm just being like, I think maybe I'm just projecting because I know me and I used to tell myself that.
Yeah.
And then I end
You're
up
speaking from experience.
Yeah, and then I end up being like hurt.
Yeah.
But the thing is about that though is like I think that I was gonna say this earlier and I forgot, but now I remember, is that like I'm all for making mistakes, you know, and just as long as you understand the consequences and you hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
So if you want to get the dick, but just know that there's gonna be a consequence.
Just know that it's just the dick.
It's just a dick, and there's gonna be consequences. You may get hurt, you may not, and you could be like totally fine. But there is that possibility. But then like, I think it's okay to get hurt and then just get over it. Sometimes you need to get like so fucking heartbroken in order to get fed up and to learn. So I'm all about like, do what you got to do.
Well, also just to like, I feel like it has like what I'm going through. I feel like it has to do with him, but it also has to just kind of do with like my dating life in general. So like, I just like, I like him, but it's just like, I'm obviously like fighting to have like that cutesy type of relationship. So it's kind of like, I feel like that
You're
also
a hopeless romantic.
I really am.
You really are.
Like I literally have been contemplating maybe I need to be heterosexual and spoil a girl, to be honest. Like who doesn't want flowers every day, you know?
Right.
Like I'm that type of guy. Like
damn, it's like one of those moments, like even when I was like single, I was like, I'm just gonna only date women. There's a point where I was like, fuck all these motherfuckers.
I'm a woman.
You're
You're like,
woman.
I'm going for a woman. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just
Like
I love dick. But
You what? I love dick.
I love dick. Yeah, but like I think, you know, let's also be brought up earlier, you haven't been like in a serious relationship. Like
Never been. Don't know what that is. I did have a summer fling earlier this year. I mean, earlier this summer. So like I mentioned, I am on Tinder and I actually did pay for the service. So it's pretty cool. I like that you can see who's liking you as you're going, right? And I have been going on a couple, like, I mean, I know I'm talking about this guy, but I'm not like, that's one of my things. Like, I'm not just going to pay attention to him. I'm like, I have all the, I'm like going out, I'm dating. I have other guys that like I've been like dating and going out with. But earlier this summer, like I met this guy that we like kind of hit it off. Literally, we were going out. We went out one day and then we went out the next day and then we went out the third day and then we went out the fifth. Like we were going out every day and he was just doing the cutest things ever. And then like after like 3-4 weeks, he was just like, I don't think we have a connection. And I was just like, okay, then it is what it is, you know? Yeah. But he was a Cancer too, so I don't know if that
maybe it was just like too
emotional.
Too much of the
but
same
like,
thing.
I mean, I'm putting myself out there. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm like really on these dating apps and trying to put myself out there and like just meeting people. I'm trying to make connections.
What is your type? Because we like to like manifest. We're all about manifesting on the show and like describing what kind of, you know, type you're into. Like, because here's the thing. We could all talk about like the physical, like tall, dark, handsome, good dick, whatever. But like we really got to talk about
deeper
like shit. Like, are they slow to anger? Are they emotional? Are they like, you know, there's just so many factors that go into it.
For
like,
sure, a man that's emotionally available.
Right, like emotionally mature.
Yeah, just like a guy that's goal oriented.
Like what's like their background? What's, you know, and not even just like necessarily like race, but like how they brought up by their family, and like that's a huge deal. Like how many, like even like down to like, for instance, my boyfriend has like all sisters, and that's why he's like so in touch with his emotions, is because he was always around women who were very like emotional. Yeah. So like I felt like, not that was like I need a man with all these sisters, but I felt like, oh, I mean, I guess there was a point where like I definitely need someone who understands women, you know, that way like they can understand me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, continue.
That's like such a cool thing to like, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
I was like, that's true.
Stuff like that you have to think about.
Yeah,
Just be who are your friends? Who are the people in your family?
Who are you hanging out with?
How
like,
are you raised?
What are you into too, right?
How do you, because you want kids, how do they want to raise their kids? Like, that's a whole thing too. Is like, do they want to spank or nah? You know what I mean? Like,
How many kids?
I dated guys who were like, I want to like hit my kids. And I was like, oh, fuck no. I mean, different methods.
Different methods.
I mean, I grew up being like, I mean, I'm Filipino, and anyone who's been raised by a Filipino mother knows that like anything that is available, you were hit by. Anything. I feel like Mexican parents too. Mexican parents,
yeah,
the chancla, like that
chancla,
broom,
the broom,
anything.
the belt,
the hamper, the hanger, the belt. Yeah,
anything within reach. Really,
I got hit by like a fucking straightener.
Wow.
Got anything that was available to her.
This glass
anything
of
she
wine.
could just grab, she'll throw. Like
no,
that was
yeah,
her.
I haven't put too much thought into that, but like I said, like for sure somebody that's like goal oriented and like has like something going for them. Someone that's just compassionate.
Like, are they creative? Not. That's a big deal too.
Yeah, that is. They don't necessarily have to be.
I don't see you with the creative man.
Yeah, I was like, I don't, because I would want a guy that's like supportive of like what I'm doing and like my goals and my dreams, and then I want to support them and what they're doing. So I think it definitely would. I mean, it wouldn't matter to me whether they're also in like the media or like the journalism, department. But I don't know.
I can't see you with like a musician or like.
I don't know.
I think, can I manifest for you?
Manifest for me, and we can
I think I could see you with somebody who's like really like handy on stuff. Someone who's like, oh my God, we got this shelf from IKEA, and he like takes initiative to like build a shelf.
I love that.
Like, I feel like I see you with someone like that. And I see you with somebody who just like, again, like you could be really emotional and like that's dope. But I see somebody who like maybe isn't as emotional as you, but they are able to accept your emotions and know how to ground you. Mm-hmm. Like that's really important. Not someone who just like neglects your emotions or like makes you feel stupid for your emotions. Like they like see you, they listen, and they're like, okay. They're like probably more logical. Yeah. That way when you are in those emotional states, they're like, calm down, but like in a nice way. You know what I mean?
Breathe.
Breathe. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like when you have a little bit of opposite, like there's a nice balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Know? So someone who definitely is a little bit like, that's why I say like not super creative. Like they could like have everyone's creative in their own way, but somebody who's like a very logical, technical person who could like, but even like that brings it into like their emotions where, they're not going to cry over everything, but they'll let you cry and they'll like be there,
That sounds beautiful.
Right? Like that's what I see.
want that.
Yeah. And that's possible.
Yeah. It's just being patient, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm on these like this dating app and I'm just like meeting people.
I see you with someone who's like slightly quiet too.
Not like as like, what is witty as me? Is that
the
word?
They can have witty and a good sense of humor, but they're not like loud. They're not going to be like the life of the party.
Got it.
But they are okay.
Not a Leo. Okay.
Yeah, not a Leo.
Not a Leo.
But they'll let you be the life of the party. Like I feel like it's someone who could really like let you shine and like support you.
I feel like I've fallen in love with whoever you just created.
I see it in your face. Like you're falling in love.
I'm like that Ariana Grande song. I fall in love with somebody I created in my mind.
Yeah, in my head. Yeah. But it's true. Like that.
Yeah.
That means then it's like that's something that you want because it's like. Because we have to think about stuff like that when we're thinking of like the person we want to be with, because it goes beyond like if they look, good or not in whatever, or like how they dress, whatever. Because those are things you could just change.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I always say, I was like, if they don't dress kind of nice, like that can switch it up slowly.
Yeah, you can switch it up. Like, someone who's, I feel like this person will probably, I feel like more low key than you. You are pretty low key. I feel like you are like a mixture of like extrovert, introvert.
I think so too.
And you're such a people person, but he would like, I think, be a little bit more on the introvert side, but it's also not.
Where is he at? What door?
What door?
Behind what door?
Behind what door?
Behind what door is this guy?
Yes. But like, I just feel like he would be really like handy, around the house.
I love that because my dad is a super handy man. So
I feel like and I feel like you always do like DIY type of stuff. So someone who would want to do like stuff like that with you, and like who is, I don't see you with like a dirty dude who's kind of messy. I see you with someone who's kind of like similar as you. Like, I feel like you're really clean and organized. Like, I see someone who's still really clean and organized with you. I don't see you with like a messy queen.
Like my crystal ball tells you. My crystal ball is telling me that this man is gonna come into your life.
No, but you have to, like, that's why, like, I feel like before I met my boyfriend, like, I envisioned who he was as a person before I like anything. I was like, because I used to do this superficial stuff, and I was like, I'm
trying to pull away from that. Like, that's just like,
and it's okay. You also like what you like. He needs to be tall.
Like, okay, that's like out of like, that's like, you could look past that.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
like if he's giving you everything else, then he's not tall. Like, okay, whatever. You know,
it's one of those things you could just
get his knees done or whatever.
For
you know?
sure. Yeah. Yeah, get his knees done. It's fine. Or you could just wear, like, have him wear heels. I don't know. Whatever it is. I don't think I can see the guy who wears heels. No shade. I mean,
no, not at all. And I feel like that also, like me, I've like moved on from that, because when I was younger, I'm like, I want a masculine guy, like I want a man, you know. But like I've moved beyond that to where like I'm open to dating a guy that's like both femme and like masculine, you know. So like that's like, for me, that's maturing, I guess you can say.
I mean, I can see you as like more masculine, but still like is able to be feminine. Like there's a balance. He's not just like machismo where he's like, oh man, it's like, just like it's just like calm down. Like he could probably like you guys would be such a like, it's like one of those gays. Sorry, not the two.
Put me under the umbrella. I mean, that's like, the umbrella I fall on.
No, but like, but like, you know, those men who are in a relationship that are like so fabulous, like, where their house is just so like designed and organized and clean, and you guys would like cook like a home meal and like a
have
steak
friends over,
just you two, a steak and like a nice wine, and everything is just so like aesthetically like beautiful because you both like care. Like I see that, and I see him like building all the furniture in the house.
Like, please invite me over so I can see the furniture.
Yes. I want to see the furniture, but like I don't know, like I feel like that's someone who's like introverted. I don't really see you with like a loud ass dude. I feel like you'd be like irritated.
Yeah, I probably would.
You'd be like,
I'd be like, sit down, please, calm down. Like
I think he'd be like,
it'd probably bother me, to be honest. Somebody that's super out, like in,
for
in
sure.
Your face.
You'd be irritated. You wouldn't like that. I don't think you would. But this person's definitely like, I don't see like any anger issues. I feel like they're probably really calm. And like could be moody, but like not as moody as you.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, what sign is this? Let's guess the sign. I feel like it might be. I'm like Aquarius. That's only because it's like I'm Aquarius.
You're like the only Aquarius I like love.
Really? What's wrong with the other Aquarius? You don't have to say names. Well, what's wrong with the other Aquariuses?
Well, I dated an Aquarius like way back. And
Aquarius men fucking suck.
He couldn't show his emotion.
Yes, they all suck.
They suck.
And like that was also my like toxic traits in like the past relationships where I didn't really know how to communicate my emotion. It's been a work in progress.
You would like hide it, or like you just
I would hide it, and then like one day explode, and they're like, I didn't even know you felt
and you're pretty emotional.
I'm really emotional, but that's
you don't show it.
But that's the thing, yeah. Every Aquarius person they're not robots, or they're like numb.
They're not
you know
mummies.
What I mean? They just don't know how to communicate.
That's the thing. Okay.
So you need someone who knows how to communicate. So maybe like
a Virgo.
A Virgo is very particular too. Like they would be someone probably who'd want to build something and be very particular on like the home and their space. A Virgo might be good.
A Virgo.
I like Virgos.
I don't think, like, I tried the Cancer. I don't think Cancer. It's like it would be too much like crying, too much.
You need grounding. Yeah.
Someone to put me in my place.
Yeah.
I think so. Even a Scorpio, I feel like.
Scorpios are good too. Scorpios are great because Scorpios are good. I think, and they're also like very like sexual. We like sexual. Anyways, going back to dating. So we'll check in with you. Okay. I'm gonna let you live your life, and like one day I'm gonna be like, Jonathan,
how's the dating?
And we'll talk about it.
Okay.
And then like, whenever you find a man, like we're gonna be like, is this the person I manifested for you? Okay, we'll see. I feel like I'm kind of sidekick.
A little. Because you were getting the points, and I was like, how does she know that?
You know what it is? I'm actually really good, and I'm just like surprised that I sucked for myself for so long, but I'm actually really good at like being a matchmaker for people.
Okay.
Like, for instance, I'm going to a wedding in October, and I introduced the both of them, my friends, Alyssa and Eddie, and like
Cupid.
the moment they met, it was like instant. I'm just really good at like being like, this person's gonna get along with this person,
and it's gonna
like friend wise and romance wise. Like, I'm really good at like.
You are.
I am, because I know how to read people, and people don't believe me when I say it. But I'm like, I know how to read people. So that's why I was like, I made you fall in love with this person who's not even here yet.
I'm gonna go home and cry about it now. No, just kidding.
But maybe just like write it in a journal. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I should start doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like, I know people used to always tell me that when I was single, and I was like, shut up. But when I did the episode and I like said it out loud and like lived in it, like, I think that's what manifesting is like, you just say it out loud or you write it down and you like really like, it's like envisioning it and like living in it.
Yeah.
And then, like, it just becomes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm on this dating app, but I feel like I'm going to start school in about a week, and that's going to take up a lot of my time. So I think I'm just going to continue to focus on that.
Yeah.
And then who knows, maybe I'll meet someone, you know, but I'm going to put my energy into that.
And if not, fuck it. You're living your life. You're going to accomplish
maybe
so
my
much
man
in your
is my
life.
career.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Or here's the thing, like, for perfect example with my boyfriend, like, I was just doing what I loved, and it was this, and like, he gravitated towards that, and like, he was a fan of the show and all that stuff. So it's like, just that's why I tell everybody, I'm like, just literally do everything that you love, and like, the people that you attract are the people who like, oh my god, like, I love the same things as you, and I think you're really.
I want it because I attracted.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like magic.
Just like magic. By the way, you guys, me and Jonathan saw Ariana Grande at Coachella, and it was the worst experience ever.
It was only because where we were at.
Why do we think it was a good idea?
I don't know.
I think back at that, and I have so much regret. We like really.
We were in the pit.
We were in the pit, and we were suffocating.
It was not fun.
And I just wish we were just like in the
vibing in the back. Yeah,
I would have been fine. I couldn't even see the screen.
Yeah, I think like a couple hours afterwards, or like days afterwards, we were just like, "Fuck, we should have just been like vibing in like the beer garden." Like literally,
So sad. But then you end up seeing her like a few days later.
I saw her. No, months later. I saw her at her last show of the tour. Okay. Yeah, up close and personal. Yeah, it was an experience.
I need to do that. Maybe one day I'll be friends with her. She would never be friends with me.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe she will. I'm gonna manifest it.
Let's manifest that you'll meet Ariana. Yeah.
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 It's gonna happen. But okay, so one more thing before we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what else do you wanna read me on?
You mentioned, I think this is like an important thing to talk about. Like, you mentioned how you didn't want to be considered or put under the umbrella of gay.
Oh, okay, yeah. I only say that only because I don't have a coming out story. You know how a lot of people put out their videos, and like coming out, or Do
your parents know that you date men?
Yes. So that's the thing. I don't have a coming out story. Literally, my mom one day was just like, "So when are you gonna bring a boyfriend?"
So she knew. That's
so she knew.
Parents
yeah.
just know.
And I'm honestly so blessed to have the parents that I have, because like I didn't have those struggles that some, people in the community do have, where they, they get kicked out or they're not accepted. Like, I didn't have that struggle, and I thank God for that. Because I have an older gay brother. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh.
He's your age.
Wait, I did meet him. He showed me where the restroom was, and I took a shit in your parents' bed.
Yes, you did. So I have a younger brother, and then I have an older brother, and my older brother is gay.
Oh my God, I love that.
And he's like engaged and everything. But we're completely opposites. He's like a Libra, and we're like completely opposite type of like gays, I guess you can say. He's just more of like the live in the moment, no regrets, fast life.
Right, and you're more like
I'm very planned, like my future, my career, like my friends, like social life, yada yada. So we're opposite in that way, but even like having an older like gay brother, like I didn't have a struggle like growing up, and my parents have just always been so accepting of like both of us.
This cat.
I know.
She's
so that's why I always say I'm just like, I'm human. I don't Like I recently, like I was like, maybe I'll just consider myself queer instead of gay.
Yeah.
So, cause like I kind of like took a class where I kind of learned a little bit more of like the terms, cause there's like non-binary and then there's like all these other terms. So I'm just like, oh, I was like, maybe I'll just consider myself queer.
Yeah. Why is that? What's the difference of just calling yourself queer versus
queer? I feel like queer could be like don't necessarily like have sex with the same gender. Like it's not necessarily like man on man.
Like you'd be interested in having sex with like a woman.
Not necessarily. But like I'm saying, like there could be a queer man out there that wouldn't, but not for me. Like I wouldn't. I don't think I could consider having sex with a woman. I don't know. Maybe I have to be really drunk.
Ever made out with a girl?
No.
Oh, we should make out.
Have I? No, haven't.
Okay.
Maybe like a kiss, but not like
never
made
like
out. No.
So you've never like seen a vagina? Have I ever showed you my vagina? I show everyone my vagina.
You've never shown me yours. I've only seen one through videos, like, you know,
Porn,
porn or whatever.
Twitter.
But,
Tumblr,
but never seen one. But I feel like going back to the terms, like I can't remember off the top of my head, but there is a slight difference to the terms, like a queer person and a gay person. Gay automatically is somebody that has sex with the same
gender,
you know?
Yeah.
And just to like put it out there, like being in this LGBTQ community is tough dating. It's a complete spectrum. I feel like in the LGBT community or in the gay community, it's just like it's extremely sexualized. It's all about like sex, to be honest.
Right.
Because like I've been being on this Tinder app, like it's always like a lot of the guys, which I find it annoying. They always have to like identify whether they're tops or bottoms. And I feel like why does that have to like matter with the connection with someone? Like I feel like it shouldn't.
You want more, you're more of like about the connection versus
the connection,
like,
and like earlier on in my years, I was like, no, I need to find someone that just strictly tops. But like I said, I'm just becoming more open to like somebody
like,
that
I'm
could,
okay with doing
like
anything,
maybe I'll top. I was like, maybe I could top, like why not,
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of weird too, because I was like,
a lot of people find that weird.
Because if you like someone, like just do
and
both.
you're gonna say no because he's not a top,
I have friends who identify as like gay, and they were like, oh yeah, I'm strictly like a bottom, like only a bottom, and I'm like,
yeah.
What if you want to like top it off for one person?
Yeah, like
I
I'm
don't know,
open
like
to
why
that.
is this so strict? Like what if you really like
I mean,
a person?
I've never done it, so I hope the person is comfortable with like knowing that I've never done it. So I'm not
I think
professional
if you find
at
the right
it.
person, like the right person's gonna feel.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with
like
it's like a versatile. I guess that's what they call it.
Yeah.
But no, like dating, I feel like it's just it sucks in this LGBTQ gay community. It's tough.
I can imagine.
It's tough finding someone because everyone just wants to fuck.
Yeah, especially when it's like a bunch of dicks. It's just like,
it's like dicks.
I mean, as a woman who dates men, like, you know, like us women, like we come across all those dudes who just want to fuck too. Like I can imagine like, you know, also being a man, and it's even more high end because it's just a bunch of male like energy, like the sex drive, you know, because women, we work differently than men do as far as like how we get turned on and how we go about sex, you know, like, and I think that like, you know, there is that stereotype. I hate to speak on the community because I'm not a part of it, but this is just what I've assumed. Or maybe I should just stop talking.
Maybe. Remember I told you don't
over it.
Yeah, because then they'll drag you.
Yeah, they're going to drag me. No,
they'll cancel you.
I mean, to speak on like women dating men, it's, you know, men go about us in a sense of like, for the most part, they can't just be like, oh, let's fuck, you know, because like us women are going to be like, no, like it just doesn't happen like that for us.
Yeah.
Obviously there are some that are like that, but like for the most part, a lot of us like, no, we want to be taken out on a date. You know, like they're always the whole like traditional taking me out on a date. Let me see if I like you, and then we could do that.
Yeah.
But then men, I feel like are so easy to just get it up and just act on it, you know. But I don't know. I could only imagine. And again, I hate to speak on the community, but only my experience with men. I'm just trying to like relate in a sense of like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. But yeah.
Because I'm sure they assume that you're like that.
Yeah, a lot of the times they do assume that. And yeah.
Like, no,
I'm taking it day by day, guy by guy that I like. And when I say that I'm dating, I'm not fucking these guys. I'm like literally just dating. Like I went on a date earlier this week, and we went to Little Tokyo, grabbed boba, walked around downtown LA. The conversation was flowing and it was going, and I offered to give him a ride to his home. Like, do you want to just give you a ride? Because he got there in the metro. And I got to his place, which he doesn't live far from here. And it was so awkward when we said bye, because he just looked at me and I'm like, okay, this is your home, you know? And then I'm like, do you want a hug? Because he just like looked at me like this, but I didn't know what he wanted. Like, did he want to kiss me or what was it? But anyways, like the next day, like I was like, hey, how's it going? And it was like dry, like great. And I'm like, hope you're having a good day.
Probably wanted
likewise. And so then my assumption, which I hate, I try not to do the assumptions because, you know, I don't want to make an ass out of myself. But I had to, and I'm just like, my assumption is that maybe he thought that me offering a ride to his house was me getting off and like getting it in. Or either that or because I didn't give him a kiss or something.
But either, whatever it is, either way, he did not know how to communicate. And that's how you know he ain't the one.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great conversation. I'm not going to lie. Like, we were laughing,
but communicate
joking.
What he was thinking and feeling and why he
in the moment, like he could have been like, can I give you a kiss? You know? Like, or like, do you want to walk me down? Like, you know,
I'm kind of horny. Like, would you be down or do you want to wait for another? Just
and that's where the sugarcoating part comes in. It's just like, just say it. Like, if you want to fuck, then just fuck, you know? Sorry. I haven't fucked in a long time, so I want.
When was the last time you've had sex?
It was before the panorama.
Because there was a moment where you didn't have sex for a while.
Because I chose to. Because I was inspired by 6. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a year, you know, no sex. Yes. And then I went crazy. I had like this guy, the Grammy guy, the Grammy dick. And then it was August or September of like 2019. It's going to 2 years.
It's okay. I was kind of there too before I met my boyfriend.
I take care of myself, you know, but it's not the same.
Right. It's like tickling yourself. It's like, I guess it feels fine, but it's not as great as when someone tickles you. Anyways.
But yeah, that's, like I said, I'm taking it day by day. I have a date on Monday. Wish me luck.
Yeah. I believe in you. I think just to continue to be yourself and just...
And like I said, I
keep going, even though
whoever's like watching, listening, I'm not like, that's not my goal is to like, I need to find a relationship. I just want to meet someone organically.
Don't explain yourself.
Okay. Because oh my God, I always do that.
Don't explain. No, here's the thing. Because I think, but this is normal.
I just don't want the judgment. Because I heard it before where it's just like, don't go looking for it. Let it come to you. And I'm like, bitch, it's never going to come. You got to put yourself out there.
But that's the thing. That's such a judgmental way of thinking. Because at the end of the day, like, that everyone wants love, you know, and like it's okay to say like, I want love, like that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being like, I want a serious relationship, especially if you've never been in it before. Like, you want to experience that, and like it's great to be in love. There's nothing like, and why wouldn't you want that? You know, I think that you probably going back to like, I mean, I think even straight people too, we all go through this where we don't want to look desperate. Yeah, you know, and it's just like, it's not desperate. It's just, we all want it, and no one wants to fucking admit it, and it's okay. So don't have to explain yourself. Be like, I want a relationship.
I want a relationship.
And that's okay.
You should like scream it louder.
Yeah, you're like, I want a relationship. And it's okay. There's literally nothing wrong with that. Why is it so socially acceptable to be like, I want dick, I just want to fuck?
Oh my God, yes.
But you can't say, I want a relationship, and you get looked at and judged. There's nothing like... Either way, you're going to be judged, honestly.
Yeah, because if you're saying you just want dick, you're going to look like a hoe, and you're going to be judged. It's like, oh, she's just a hoe.
But it's like, it's okay. So don't have to explain, like, I don't want to, like, no. Because honestly, anyone who listens to the show wants a relationship just as bad. So just saying, that's the demographic. So it's okay.
Okay, thank you. This is great. This is what I was nervous, but, you know, you made some points. How long have you been doing this?
Like 5 years.
You're certified.
Honestly.
You're a doctor.
I don't even honestly. That's pretty much like going to school and like getting but I don't even want to look at myself as like a dating expert or anything like that, because I feel like sometimes people
guru.
Or like, people who like identify as that are so cheesy to me. I just feel like I'm just like the friend that's just going to be real. But also I could be wrong. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm always right. Listen to me. Like, I think that like, I just only project. And I think that's what we do when we give advice is like, we project things that we've been through.
Yeah.
So just because I you know, I've been through a lot. So I feel like because of that, I do want to help people. But at the same time, I'm still learning. So I could be
Yeah.
wrong. You could prove me wrong in some way. And I could be like, oh shit. Like, it's just, fuck those experts. Because that's just cheesy as hell.
Those experts.
That's just something to put in your Instagram bio, and that shit look cheesy. The fuck?
Love guru expert.
No, I'm just your
Hashtag.
friend to just get drunk with you and let you know the dick ain't
How it
worth
is.
Yeah. Anyways, plug yourself.
Plug it in.
Plug it in.
So it's at Jonathan Soto on Instagram, and it's the Jonathan Soto on Twitter, or you could just search hashtag the Jonathan Soto or thejonathansoto.com.
I put the links. It'll be here somewhere. And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. Bye.
Bye.
This
This was fun.
This is really fun. Bye.
This is much needed.
Yeah. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy.